what's going on? Very interesting, the things that are going on today, don't you think? So, what's new in the world of news today? Bill de Blasio. So, he's mandating uh, people to basically get the vaccine, um, requiring people to show proof. But, we all knew this stuff was coming. Um, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Um, they've been saying for months now that vaccinated people were essentially um, close to 100. I think it's like 99.99% protected from getting really, really sick or hospitalized um, from the you know what. But now they're Bill De Blasio. You know how things work. They start in one spot and they carry on over to other locations, other states. I have my own opinions on it, um, but I just wanted to get other people's thoughts on it. You know what's crazy? I thought about a friend of mine. She runs a restaurant, and the vast majority of the people that work for her are in the main age bracket that would work for a restaurant. Part-time college students, seniors in high school, kids, basically, 18 to 25 ish, 27 ish, just looking for part time work or an extra shift here or there. And according to CDC, their own website, um, if you look at the numbers and you do the percentages, they make up 0.02% of the deaths, 600 plus thousand, that have been hospitalized and died. 0.02%, which is roughly about 15,000 15,000 people out of the 600 or so thousand people that have died due to the pandemic. So I thought that was interesting. Again, I'd like to hear your thoughts or see your thoughts or read your thoughts on it. It's probably somewhere. And I would really refrain, if you're interested, at looking at some of my older videos. I have a tendency to um, let my adrenaline overtake my thoughts. So there's that. But I just wanted to, ask what you guys think about this. Again, I have my own opinions on it. I think this is going to a level that some, not all, are thinking that it's going to go to. So I think in the near future that some people are going to have, some choices to make. I know how to hunt. Um, Clean the carcass, whatever you want to call it. Um, so, and I live in an area where that type of activity is encouraged and is, let's say, plentiful if you wanted to engage in that. Um, Plenty of wood, of course. Things could happen later on down the road that would prevent someone from doing that injury or whatever the case may be. Um, and I hate to be so um, cloudy in the way I'm explaining these things, but I understand that people are being deplatformed and discouraged from sharing certain types of information online. But and I think that if people knew what I did for a living, um, they would certainly question my willingness to share some of the things that I have an opinion about. We'll leave it at that. Um, no, the real reason I wanted to make this video is because we're coming up to the anniversary of 9/11, and I am going to share my opinion on this because one of the decisions that shaped my future um, for the past 20 years or so um, emanated from that event. Um, so I think it's a complete travesty by legacy media, mainstream media, however you want to describe them, to completely dismiss some of the justified claims that have been made by various groups over the years. And I think people need to consider all the facts, all the evidence pertaining to that day. And I think as far as what we're going through today, and as far as what we were put through back then in terms of laws that were passed, specifically the Patriot Act, um, would kind of paint a picture for folks. Because I think a lot of the problem is people have a tendency to not understand the level of evil that we deal with in this world. And I think for the most part, I think it's incomprehensible to most. So on the surface, I don't think people fully understand it. I don't think they understand the gravity of the seriousness that we're in during these times. And I believe, this is my opinion, that a little extra time and effort should be taken by each person that has a curiosity about things that have passed, events that have taken place, to actually research on their own and make an informed decision. And it's not a belief; it's a decision made based upon the facts that are presented. And I mean, honestly, I can't understand for the life of me why someone would just go along with the status quo without even considering other alternatives or other viewpoints or other, not even other facts, but yeah, I mean, other facts. People are willing to just accept and move on. I guess that's what happens when you're trying to, you know, put food on the table, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, pay your car note. You don't really have time to consider things of that nature. And believe you me, the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, they bank on that. They don't want you to take the time to research things on your own, or be able to listen to other people as they present their ideas and their solutions or facts or evidence, and you know, whatever event or whatever case that comes along. Um, so yeah, the anniversary of 9/11 is coming up. Um, it really makes me angry. Really makes me angry. I know some of you are probably too young to appreciate the gravity of the seriousness of that event. Um, like I said, um, sorry, it was an event that changed our way of life from from in an instant. And young people, the young people, and I'm not talking about the kids that were around during that time. I'm talking about the young people that were born, roughly 10 years after that. They're not going to get it because they grew up in this age of um, ultra surveillance where Facebook suggests things for you when you just thought about them or actually surf the web for them. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, I mean, it's not something that's on the consciousness of people as they go about their daily lives. They're not considering, oh, what happened this day, or unless you're a family member or you lost somebody close to you that day, you don't, or you made a decision that impacted your life for the next 20 years. You don't really consider it. I mean, you've got things. I get that. You've got things to do, people to see, places to go, stuff like that, bills to pay. I get it. But it's for that reason that you should really do your due diligence and check it out. Um, One group that's been going at it for a while now, and if I find the link, I'll put it in the comments or pin it, is the Lawyers Committee uh, for 9/11 Inquiry. And I was watching one of their videos today, and I don't want to say I was disappointed or disheartened, but essentially the executive director was conducting an interview, and he's conducted dozens of interviews that I know of that I've listened to and watched. Um, Essentially saying, hey, at some point you can't be obsessed. You got to not necessarily move on, but you have to divert your focus somewhere else. Um, I was disheartened because this is so good. I was disheartened. It's orange juice and Bacardi, by the way. I was disheartened because, let's see if I can articulate this the right way. Um, so the people that perpetrated this, they're not going to betray each other. Um, it's a very close knit. Um, I actually posted a reply to this video. Um, and I posted a reply because I guess somebody had said something about, hey, one day they're going to be, brought to justice, yada, 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 rah, 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 USA, USA, and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, this person doesn't even understand how our system actually works. So I broke it down. Like, we are the peasants, or actually, let me put it to you this way: we're the prisoners, the POs are the criminals, and the wardens are the politicians. As far as that case is concerned, you had, or you have, and still to this day, and for the conceivable future, have a close-knit group of people who are sworn to protect each other. They have a club, and we're not in it. We're never going to be in it. The proof is in the action that this group that I just referred to, the Lawyers Committee, they've submitted requests, briefs, everything, you name it. These are seasoned attorneys, and they've been petitioning now for years for the evidence to be heard. And when I tell you, they have many, 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 many pieces of evidence, they've got it. And they just continually get dismissed. So why do you think that is? It's because of this protected class of networked folks who protect each other at all costs. It's impenetrable. I remember that day like it was yesterday, watching the people go to the window and leap, some holding hands with others, and leap to their death because the fire was raging inside the building and the heat was so intense. I can only imagine that it was melting them. So to escape the heat, they jumped from dozens of floors down to their death. They made the decision to jump to their death to avoid the heat from the flame or be burned alive. That's what I think about. Yeah. So God bless all the families. And this is definitely no offense to anyone out there who had family members that perished that day. Those people, they're not going to be brought to justice. Um, and if they do, it's not going to be in a court of law. So tell me what you think in the comment section. If you like this video, click the like button, share it if you'd like. Oh, like I said, refrain from watching my older videos. Adrenaline kicks in, and yeah. So, go watch a movie. It was a pretty good one playing on Netflix. The world is an evil place. So evil, most people can't comprehend it. Hear what I'm saying? The world, the people that you would expect to have your back or to even protect you, it's the exact opposite. Most people don't have a clue how evil people are. People that sit in high places. They just don't. That's why people like me are labeled as tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy nuts. And all I do, all people like me do, is they question everything. That's all we do. As a human being, with a mind, with thinking skills, with critical thought, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to just keep eating what you're being told. This life is so small, so small. All right. I'm gonna keep rammering, jammering, whatever. Y'all have a good night. Um, God bless y'all.